Oh, here goes something. And we're back. Episode 67. I am your host, as always, Matt Musselwhite. I am joined by my co-host, Brian Kern, and our co-host, Jordan Maudreau, and our guest this evening from the Keeping It 100 podcast TikTok account, JJ Claxton. What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, guys?
This is going to be fun. JJ is killing it on TikTok, which, if anyone knows, is like the most important social media we got going right now. And he's helping out the K100 podcast, which we've been trying to infiltrate for a while now. We've had Joe Feeney on. We've obsessed over Conan. Pretty soon I'm going to have the cleaning ladies for Conan's house on the show.
We might just have to run in and fucking do a run-in on the podcast or something. We might have to come in,
I think that's going to be like above a Patreon subscription, dude. They're going to want like hella money to do a fucking... Dude, who runs in on Conan? I can't even recall a time.
3 Count for sure did once or twice. I'm sure Team Canada had a run-in on Conan. I'm pretty sure the NWO kicked him out. He got kicked out of an organization, sir.
Yep, he got kicked out of the NWO.
Yeah. What's up, Jordan? How are you? Welcome back to the show.
Bitter Rose is back.
Decides to return. Welcome back, Bitter Rose.
She is back, fresh off her stint with OnlyFans. She is here, tuning in live to us.
That's unfortunate, man. Didn't know that it was a short stint. It was unfortunate that it's a short stint.
Brian was hoping that it was a prolonged stint, so he
didn't work out.
The dough. Oh man, it's only a matter of time before we're canceled for saying something inappropriate to one of these fine ladies. But I'm stoked to be back. Another Friday in the books. I can't say it's a bad music week. We actually got some interesting shit today. There's not so many new festivals and tours as past weeks. I think all the bands have figured it out, man. Like, no one's touring, so they put together the most perfect tours they can. Everyone's hitting the road. Bands are getting back together. Like, it feels kind of like a cash cow thing. Like, hey, no one else is touring. Might as well come back. Waking the Cadaver just came back. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus is still going. I saw Kingdom Collapse is back. Just a bunch of bands from, like, 2008 that you didn't pay attention to are back, and it's weird.
The kings of 2008 and possibly the kings of making returns, Attack dropped a new song. Their full EDM release that they did the other day. But I tweeted Wetzel, our boy Wetzel, who is on Twitter pretty often with us and goes back and forth. I asked him, hey, how many members are left in the band? Or no, hey, are we still working with a full band here? Why did you go EDM? And he goes, great question. They also changed their Spotify profile picture to a picture of just 3 of them. So I'm thinking that there's a little bit of ruckus in the Attack world. But yes, there's been a lot of announcements of returning bands. Under Oath released a new song for the first time in like 4 years, something like that. I did. I thought it was good. You know which one I didn't like? Memphis Mayfire. Memphis Mayfire can go suck rocks with their fucking god-awful release. Listen.
Someone said it was the most embarrassing song of the year.
It's...
they also quoted... Go ahead.
I gotta be honest, this whole conversation for me has been glitching out, and the first thing I heard was something about Memphis Mayfire, and I'm gonna light up to that. That's all.
Oh, I said they could suck rocks. And their new single was god-awful.
Rock.
And listen, this is coming from an avid Memphis Mayfire. I held onto that train until the fucking conductor jumped off. Okay,
sounds like you got off of it.
Yeah, you're a fucking liar, dude. You haven't been jamming Memphis Mayfire for like the past 4 years.
Oh, I jam their old shit all the time. I did not
mainly because I shit on them all the time when you bring them up.
No, I listen to them all the time, especially when I'm working out.
That's a lie.
Their most recent album, Broken, I didn't give one playthrough. I've listened to 1 or 2 songs on the off chance that one of them may resonate with me, and I did not listen to it. And if this album, if I hear one more peep, if I hear one more fucking note that resembles what they just released, this new album won't get a playthrough from me either, because I just can't believe them. I can't believe the audacity of these motherfuckers. Boot me. I'm
okay. All right, it'll just boot you. You asked for it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Brian's always going on a rant because he did like Memphis at one point, and I think him as a fan is kind of burned and betrayed now, so he doesn't like the new songs. I saw someone point out something that was really interesting, kind of funny. They said that people are quoting, "Oh, they're finally heavy. This is so good." They said your standards must be low as fuck if that's what you're looking for. Because I felt that way with the first single. It's like, okay, a band that hasn't been heavy for a few years, a couple albums, now you're fucking heavy. It feels like you're reaching. You want the sales. You're not really giving us an album that means anything. It's just heavy. You want young fans again.
I had a little bit of a debate on Reddit about this, and that's kind of what I said. So here's where they went off the rails. They had The Light I Hold, which is an album that they did that had the feature with Jacoby Shaddix, Kobe Dix from Papa Roach. That album was borderline like what you would expect from a metalcore band that's trying to stay relevant and that's trying to go mainstream.
Borderline homoeroticism.
Asking Alexandria or Bring Me, their crossover albums, right? And people knew, especially the fans, they knew that they were about to jump the shark. They were going to go to that new metal route, right? And they released the album Broken. This album got shit on by everybody in the metalcore scene. But hey, Memphis Mayfire, you made that choice. You made that choice to go over to the mainstream.
You made your bed. Now lie in it.
You decided to go tour with fucking God knows who on that end of the spectrum, and that's what you decided to do. But then you felt the backlash. Then you felt the backlash of the fans, and you remember Disrupt 2019 when maybe 37 people were watching you and you were the opening act on the main stage. 4 years strong.
Remember this? Did anyone?
4 years strong.
No one even went to Disrupt.
I did. I suffered through it. Now
okay.
listen.
Brian went. Everyone. Brian went to Disrupt.
So the 37 people that were watching you during your set, that must have sank in, especially since you only played one song off the album that you swore was going to be your fucking Eclipse Over. So what you're doing right now is you're fucking with us. You're fucking with us. We know that you're done with the metalcore acts. But you think
you sold out. You continue to sell out.
You can just all of a sudden come back in the club.
You don't mean shit. You got no subject matter.
You want to come back into the party that you once were the king of, that you ruled, that you fucking brought to its knees.
The Hollow was such a good fucking album, bro. That was like 7 years ago.
It was 2011.
Oh God, that was like a decade ago.
It was a decade ago. You guys were the kings on your thrones, and you got exiled.
I wouldn't.
And now you want to come back?
King label, dude.
Now you want to come back?
They were on a big time heavy trajectory, and I think since 2013 they peaked, and they've been falling off it.
That's a fair
just steadily.
Statement. That's just a fair
steadily.
Statement. But they still had the name value. They were still very popular. They still had
they had the name value, but the name value doesn't really mean shit when people are turned off by your front man because he goes out on these like pretentious rants. And if you want to hear him answer to that, you can check our YouTube channel where I actually interviewed Matty Mullins of Memphis Mayfire and cornered him for some great questions.
Yeah.
Brian's favorite interview that I've ever done because, I attacked him. What was Brian about to say about 4 Years Strong? Did I hear that right?
4 Years Strong was the closing. I love 4 Years Strong. They were the closing band.
Play Pokemon Go with them. Cool dudes.
Oh, they're great. They're fantastic.
They are not setting goals. Don't mix them up.
Pokemon Go.
I saw them and Vanna on the same night. It was a fucking great show.
It was the day after Pokemon Go came out, so I don't feel too bad playing it.
Everybody on Warped Tour had a fucking iPhone cord wallet chain,
and everyone had a Rattata and a Pidgey. Stupid ass Pokemon.
I didn't really play. I played a tiny bit.
I didn't take it serious. I only spent like $400 in a week on premium content that I still haven't used. I wasn't playing like hardcore. I didn't take it serious. I did $862 in a 4-week span, but I don't take
JJ, how long did you play Pokemon Go for?
Listen, when that game came out, I was working at Target, right?
Oh no, you were a hotspot.
I immediately stopped working, went outside, and started chasing Pokemons.
I have so many questions now.
I only lasted like probably like a few months. And I got tired of it.
Yeah,
they should have made that Target a Pokemon gym, and you could have been the gym leader.
Yep.
I hated hunting down Pokemon because it was always the same 4 that you find. And then some son of a bitch on the tour found a Blastoise, and he found it in New York by the water. And I was like, does the phone know that I'm by the water? Can I find water Pokemon here? Because one time I went to the bathroom at this venue, and they had sprayed like water all over the bathroom. It was soaking wet. And I'm sitting there duking, and click, I got a Squirtle. Water Pokemon. So it's fucking magical. Okay, once again, Brian didn't get to say what he was going to say because he talks too goddamn much. Interrupt, talk about Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, way more important. What were you going to say about 4 Years Strong?
Oh, I'm not saying it now.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you were.
I was so hoping you would say it so I could just boot you. But that's the only reason I like 4 Years Strong, since I played Pokemon Go with them.
You weren't saying it.
Yeah, I'm actually like not. I don't even care about their music. Cool dudes though, nice guys. The other new music, and Jordan brought it up. Slaughter to Prevail dropped a song. I believe it has a fucked up name. Zavali Ibalo. I'm sure that's Russian for like hateful satanic fucking or something. The single's dope. It's hard hitting. It almost has like a rap vibe to it. It's very reminiscent of Slipknot. I felt that way, and I took to Twitter and found that a bunch of other people felt that way. I think it's a good thing, because this band doesn't overall sound like Slipknot. So if you drop a song or even a couple songs that sound like them, cool. It just makes me think you're a shoe-in for Knotfest, and they should be there. You know, as much beef as we want to have with Sumerian and the moves they make or don't make with their bands. I know Slaughter to Prevail a few years ago wasn't super happy with Sumerian. You got to imagine they're stuck there, and hopefully they're in a better situation. This album. What is it? Colostomy bag. This fucking album is going to be the heaviest shit to ever happen. Kostalom. I don't speak Russian, so what the fuck ever.
Colostomy bag or whatever.
Colostomy bag, totally. Oh, this song just furthers the argument that I think we're going to be having all year. The debate of who is the current heaviest band in metal. Is it Slaughter to Prevail? Is it Lorna Shore? Is it Brand of Sacrifice?
It's Lorna Shore.
Or is it Body Snatcher? Because it's one of those 4. Lorna Shore.
Did you hear the new Lorna Shore song?
Yes, their vocalist Will Ramos is fucking insane.
That is the most demonic shit I've ever heard in my fucking life.
But have you heard Alex Terrible scream?
Negative.
He says,
you haven't heard him
Demolisher.
Do the Demolisher? He does it with no mic. So he'll do it, and they fucking pause. They stop the song, and it goes dark. And he does it with no mic over the crowd in the venue. And it echoes, bro. No mic. He just screams it, and he fucking like puffs his chest when he does it, and it echoes over the whole venue.
How many vocalists do you know do anything a cappella ever? Because being on tour, you think you're around all these metal screamers. Someone's going to scream during the day, but they never do because they always save it for the stage. You never hear it unaccompanied by music. So if you do that, you got to have the balls. You got to have the skill. This dude does it. He does it live. I'm pretty sure he puts the mic to his chest, and then he's doing nasty growls, dude. Shit I couldn't make happen. Brian with an I has a good point. Baby Yaga breakdown was good, but the rest of the song sucked. Let's discuss. True, the song wasn't that cool. The breakdown was, and the song didn't do anything for me. But Baby Yaga is placed 3rd on the album's track list. So yeah, it could be just any other song, and it still could encapsulate a great album because you have a good breakdown, so that's what you're going to listen for. If track 2 and track 4 are great, Baby Yaga's track 3, you're not going to point at that and say that sucks, that bogs the album down. So I think that, yeah, the song is whatever, the breakdown's great. I think the album is going to be a big fucking deal. I think it's going to blow expectations out of the water. It's going to be a solid album.
Why are you calling it Baby Yaga? It's Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
I don't know. Because I like Baby Yoda, and I wish the song was called Baby Yaga.
Brian,
it could be like a little Russian Yoda.
Emotional support, and I don't support any of you emotionally. So,
Stoned Cold, dude, that's a completely different character. Stoned Cold Steve Austin, skinny bald white guy that's just high as fuck with a vest, and it's just got a weed leaf. Austin 420 says, What?
I just smoked some grass.
Yes. Oh man, I'm gonna call this song "Baby Yaga" for the rest of time now because I just like that name better. All their song titles are in Russia. What the fuck am I supposed to do about it? New music. The Alchemist dropped an instrumental record, Rapper's Best Friend 6. That shit is dope. Played in the background all goddamn day while you're chopping up bricks and counting dope. And the big record that dropped this week is Pop Smoke. What is this? It's like his third or fourth posthumous record since his death. The saddest part about this is that this is the album that he probably showed the most growth as an artist, where and it's a little difficult because these songs aren't 100% how he envisioned. I mean, you have a rapper featured on this album, 42 Doug. I know Pop Smoke never even met the guy. I'm not sure if they ever had a relationship, so that's kind of weird. There's also a feature with Dua Lipa on the album that I originally thought was kind of out of place, but apparently Pop Smoke did listen to Dua Lipa before he died. Interesting facts about this album. The main thing is the album cover I have a problem with. All right, so this is the Pop Smoke Faith album cover. Looks pretty much identical to last week's Vince Staples self-titled album. Both black men's faces, the artist's face, and it's in black and white. Little bit of a difference, but these dropped a week apart. You're telling me nobody talks? What the fuck? Kind of weird, right? It's a week apart, and they look like the same damn cover. And this is after we had a big debate on Pop Smoke's major label debut when Virgil Abloh from Off-White designed a cover and then had to go back and redesigned it because Virgil's actually a bitch-ass bum who makes overpriced shoes and created a whack-ass overpriced album cover that he would probably put a plastic tag on and then charge you $450 for. So anyways, my question is, why do we still have whack Pop Smoke album covers and no creativity? I mean, the man is dead and he's creative as fuck. One-of-a-kind rapper, and we're giving him album covers that look the same.
Can we clarify? Why is he getting a whack album cover, or why are they identical? Because I don't think the identical thing matters. That doesn't matter, bro.
I think it matters because they're a week apart. If they're like a year apart, it'd be one thing, but these are a week apart, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Doesn't matter. They could have been more creative on both, but Vince Staples is getting into the weird podcast, like
I don't think the two camps
thing.
probably talk. Vince Staples don't seem like he talks to very much anybody.
I understand that, but like it just seems crazy that an album dropped a week before yours and you didn't know that the album cover looked that similar. Like, because that seems like, okay, Pop Smoke ain't here to get pissed off, like, yo, what the fuck? But I can imagine someone being mad at their management, like, yo, why didn't you tell me? Like, I don't know. It just seemed weird. And it's coming off like some disrespect from a previous album cover. So I definitely felt some type of way about it. The most interesting fact about this album is that Kanye West has a guest appearance on here on a song called Tell the Vision, which was originally meant for Kanye's album Donda that never came out, that allegedly was scrapped. So everyone got excited saying that this was going to be a big deal, that this song was going to feature a lot of Kanye, and Kanye spits 22 words exactly. The whole album, 22 words is how many words Kanye said. He says a little bit at the beginning of the song, and then he's gone, does not return. There's a choir for the hook. It's still a decent song, but yeah, Kanye doesn't return. So some people are kind of bummed about that. I thought that was weird.
Pusha T on it?
Pusha T is on it.
That's why Kanye realized people want to hear Push rap.
Hey, what a good combo, right? Pusha T and Kanye. Holy shit, dude. Daytona fucking was fire. God damn.
Push is nasty.
Yeah, Pusha T aligning with him is a good move.
No offense, I'm not a huge Pop Smoke fan. I understand that the notoriety, posthumously is a big deal. I just, I didn't get into it, but I definitely have to listen to this, especially with the Kanye thing. But I will say that I think people are really high on this kid, and were we seeing something that maybe wasn't apparent while he was here, or maybe it just didn't manifest while he was here? Was Pop Smoke the next big thing, and we didn't get to see that, unfortunately?
Yes.
Or is it just this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go out on
it's
a
not
limb
a
and I'll say,
posthumous. It's not a post-death thing.
No,
Okay.
No, he was about to be it.
You
he
see
had
this
a
with
unique
Mac.
style,
You see this
a
with
unique
Mac.
voice. But
You
Mac
saw it with
Miller,
X. You see it with others.
Extension was really unique. Extensacion.
I appreciated X. Yeah, I appreciated him.
Mac was really starting to come into his own.
He was, but I didn't listen to a whole lot of Mac, and to now I'm still not into him, right? But I wonder
Pop Smoke was already on the brink of stardom before he died. Like, no matter what happened to him, he was gonna be huge.
Okay,
I'm not a big Juice.
He was already acting in movies.
Yep.
And all of that shit. Like,
he was about to be he was about to be mentored by 50 Cent, which could have been a big ass deal. As far as like, I mean, he's 21 years old. The kid needed something. No, but that's a fair question. Is this just a rise of a rapper that passed away and everyone's in their feelings? No. And you can look at some other rappers. Mac Miller was loved, very well respected. We haven't got a ton of material since his death. I believe it's songs. Has there been an album? There hasn't been a whole Mac album, right?
No, but there's stuff that floats
they're gonna do
something,
possible. And they put songs together. But like, dude, Pop Smoke, I don't even know if he was still alive, if he'd be putting out albums this quickly, because that is a trend now. You know, Griselda, we learned those dudes do that shit. These albums come out real quick, and I'm happy. You know, I like the material he does. I think he's real unique. That Brooklyn drill style that he was doing and bridging the gap between New York and the UK. I mean, that Welcome to the Party with Skepta is a killer song. Pop Smoke was definitely onto something. Like, when you put his shit on, like Meet the Woo 1 and 2, he's got like this hot ass production. His beats are banging. He had just got on that EP with Travis Scott, and people were figuring out who he was. He would have been bigger than Juice WRLD could have been. He would have been bigger than a lot of rappers that are out right now. He was on his way up. I mean, I don't think we'd have this many albums from him if he was still alive, but no, he'd be a superstar for sure.
I remember when the Jack Boys EP came out and like
Fire
got to that song. Yeah, great EP, super dope. Everyone kills it, even Sheck West. Like,
you say, even Sheck West. I fucking love Sheck West.
I do too, but like, he don't do anything.
Because
like,
I got hoes.
He don't do anything because he does everything. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But like, I got to the Pop Smoke feature, and I remember just like I stopped listening because I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it didn't even register. Like, I couldn't even comprehend it. I couldn't even take it in because I was like, this is different than anything I've ever heard before. Like, at least here. Like, I know
first time I heard him,
UK drill.
I didn't know if he was going to be lyrical or one of those rappers that you like, okay, you can't rap, there's a bunch of pauses. I didn't know what I was about to get. And man, the thing that stands out with him is I don't know if he's handpicking these beats or what the deal is, if he was going for a certain style, but man, he had the flyest fucking production and he killed those songs. He's got a super deep voice. That was unique as shit. He was definitely unique. Like, that sucks that we lost him so young. That dude was fire. Someone that was not fire, and this happens every year, the XXL freshman freestyle. They brought out a bunch of whack-ass rappers with face tats, numbers in their names, and from fucking random suburbs you never even knew could birth a rapper. We got Coi Leray. She dropped a freestyle that everyone on Twitter said was the worst freestyle they had ever heard. I can't play it for you because it was awful and I'll get sued, but it was fucking bad. It was bad. Okay, so she goes up there. She says maybe 2 lines that barely rhyme. She sounds exactly like Dej Loaf because she's not original and she ripped off her style. She spits this shit. It's terrible. And then she twerks because she can't rap anymore. And you can tell she didn't plan to twerk. She's in like cargo pants. Like, there was nothing really good to look at when she did it. But man, first off, this is Benzino's daughter. Benzino, the dude that ran the Source, that Eminem dissed, nailed the coffin, all that shit. This is his daughter with braces, rapping exactly like another rapper that debuted like 4 years ago. Like, this is bad.
And who would that be?
Benzino, man.
No, I'm talking about the rapper that she sounds like that debuted 4 years ago.
Dej. She sounds just like Dej Loaf. Identical.
I was gonna say I thought she sounded exactly like Playboy Cardi, but that's just me. Like,
if you hear Dej Loaf, spot on, dude, because she mastered that little tiny baby voice. That's all her songs, but like, it sounds good. Coi Leray is doing little baby voice, We all getting money. We all getting money. She said we're all getting money 20 times in her freestyle.
Yeah.
You sound like Bobby Boucher when you do that.
We all getting money. We all getting money.
We all getting money. You remember
It's
the
hard to
time
take
that Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and we all started getting money? Do you?
It's hard to take a rapper with braces seriously. JJ,
So
you
what?
said you watched it. Did you like that freestyle?
Hell no. And then
I don't know about y'all, but I watched it bars.
I went back to watch that year with Designer, Anderson .Paak, and Little Dicky.
Yes, son.
I
That was
thought
a
Designer was
hard year.
bad.
Yeah.
I
You
like
know,
Designer.
bars!
I do too.
Defend him.
I do
Oh, get
too.
the fuck out of here with your bars. Oh, such a lie.
JJ, any other new music? What kind of music are you into, JJ? We're fucking over here talking about metal and hip hop and rap, and you're wearing a Young Guns t-shirt. What is Young Bucks t-shirt? There we go, Young Guns. I thought it was fucking
The Young Guns from Rockefeller. It's the rock.
it's the rock.
Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller.
We get down.
Yeah,
Get
I don't listen to music that much.
Oh,
How do
I'm
you
like-
not listen to music, bro? You watch wrestling.
Like-
There's entrance themes. That's music.
But besides that, but I don't know. I get stuck with like, I listen to one person. If I like them, then I stick with them for a good while.
who you into?
And then, yeah, but right now, that's a tough question.
Adele.
I don't think I really have somebody. Nah, not Adele.
Said Adele.
All right,
Said
and let's
Adele.
real quick.
Ew, Adele slaps us.
Oh.
So like,
Dude, you're getting Adele.
Well, you know who I like? Toby Lou.
Who's that?
Toby Lou.
Yeah.
Ever heard of her?
That's a chick?
No, this guy.
Oh.
Check him out. Check him out.
All right.
Yeah,
What are you
Lou.
into? What are you into? Give us a couple genres that you like.
I'm into Blink 182.
Okay.
Beastie Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prince.
Say no more. Say no more. Say no more. Say no more. We're gonna go around the horn, starting with Matt.
We can't
We're
say
gonna go
around
to
the horn.
Jordan.
That's copyrighted.
Okay, we're gonna go around the fucking clock, starting with Matt, and we're each gonna give you a band that sounds that he would listen to because he listens to Blink 182, and a band that he should listen to because he listens to Beastie Boys. Go, give them two, Matt. You better be taking notes, JJ. If you're not taking notes, you're not taking this. There you go, baby. You're not taking this serious. Give
I
them two.
grew up listening to the Beastie Boys, and it just led me to shit like Rage Against the Machine, honestly. But if you aren't listening to them, and you're fucking up big time, bro.
All right.
I don't know if you want to get down on new stuff and you want to be like cool like the kids, fucking listen to some Little Baby, keep you young.
Little Baby.
Lil Baby, yeah, it's probably like the only good like new rapper in the past like 2 years.
Jordan, what do you got?
I don't know. I'm surprised Matt didn't tell him to listen to J. Cole. I know that's Matt's favorite. So no, Matt loves J. Cole.
Oh my god, motherfuck the off season.
Dang.
There's a reason that nothing happened.
He was so mad
during the
about it.
off-season.
He booted me. Yeah, he booted himself. He was so
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Blink 182. I feel like Blink. You probably like All Time Low or Fall Out Boy or some shit like that. I don't know.
All time low. God.
All Time Low is
All Time
basically
Low.
Diet Blink 182. That's coming from an
who-
All Time Low fan. So
Here,
If
you know,
if you dipped it in sprinkles.
Oh, you know who's
separate-
good now? Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, well, you might get booted, bro.
All right, that was the first time I had a boot, JJ. All right, he said Machine Gun Kelly was good. All right, you're referring to the Punk album he dropped?
I like his punk stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
real
and
quick,
Willow Smith, right?
Real quick.
God.
Okay, listen. Real quick. First of all, don't ever offend Mark Hoppus like that again. He has cancer, and I hope he has a fucking speedy recovery. And yeah,
seriously, man.
Yeah, that sucks. And don't you dare disgrace him ever again by saying that he had a good punk rock album, okay? Machine Gun Kelly.
God, who else are they going to find to play those three?
Erase that from your memory. Erase that from your memory. If you have to listen to, honestly, I'm going to say IDK is a fucking phenomenal artist.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That album is mixed and mastered on a Fisher-Price fucking tool, dude. It's awful. That is the worst mixed and mastered CD of the year. Takes
IDK,
the cake.
Bitter Rose thinks you have great music taste, JJ. So
evidence.
Fuck what we know.
Thank you so much.
I don't judge people on their music taste, so it's all a subjective thing.
We're not judging them. We're just giving them some point.
Oh no, we're judging.
We think you would like.
No, we're judging.
Bands that we think
y'all do because y'all fucking mean as hell.
I'm judging.
I think that you would also like The Nightlife, which is a band we're gonna have on here in a couple weeks. They only have a 3-song little EP out, but it's fucking phenomenal. One of them is a cover, but they're really, really good. And I think if you're into more of like a dancey punk, a dancey like almost alternative punk, you'll like these guys.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, definitely not judging you, man. Either. This is a music show, right? We're supposed to be the experts and professionals in music, so I was just like, hey, let's give you a couple bands we think you might like.
I'm into musicals too.
Awesome. Oh, okay, cool.
Brian's actually working on producing his and starring in his own musical. It's a one-man show.
Yeah,
it's gonna be off Broadway in his fucking bathroom.
I didn't have a follow-up joke for that. What musicals? Give me one.
Nah, I feel like you guys are gonna kill me, but
no,
bro.
The last 2 Muppets movie.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Hey, you a Dark Crystals fan or what?
Oh, I saw it on Netflix. That was good.
The Dark Crystal, the old school fucking. It's
that
like
shit scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, dude, that was like an old school. Did you see Hamilton too?
Yeah.
Hamilton was dope. Hamilton was.
I heard Hamilton's that play based on Lewis Hamilton dominating the F1 season, right?
Okay, well, that's just
it's exactly what it is.
That's unfortunate.
That's exactly what it is.
Bitter Rose. Finally, someone on this podcast who isn't here to slander MGK. Have JJ on every week. I think Bitter Rose is just bitter that we voiced our opinion on MGK. The last little bit of news I got is some crazy news that comes from the world of hip hop. Your boy, Little Durk, had an attempted home invasion. Someone tried breaking into his house. It ended with him and his girlfriend, India Royale Cox, busting back on the robbers. That's right. His own chick busting back on him, bro. Busting back, baby. Busting back. Everyone else trying to bust it down, and she busted back on him. Squeeze little hair triggers. Squeeze, bust back.
She said, babe, pass me the glizzy.
She said, give me the blizzy. Give me the blicky. I'm about to open up on these motherfuckers. All right, anyway, so they bust back on the robbers. I don't think they got to steal anything, but they did get away. Twitter afterwards started calling this relationship goals. No, you should. They're fighting for their lives. You should never want to have to get into a gunfight with your significant other.
Nah, I think that they mean that, like, no matter what, they got each other's back.
Yeah.
Really? So you're saying the weapon's hers and that she didn't need to ask for it and that she pulled it and started busting her. She go, hey, babe, Durky Boo, can I get the glizzy? Can I get the blicky?
All I
kind of want to light these fools up real quick. You know what I'm saying?
All I know is if somebody's breaking into my fucking house and my girl got the wherewithal to just be like, tat, tat, tat.
Yeah.
Marry her yesterday.
Hey, Second Amendment rights, motherfuckers. If you're gonna own a gun, you should know how to use it. That's one thing that I think a lot of people don't really put into like a concept in their head. Sorry, making my camera blurry over here. But that's a real concept. Hey, if I have a gun, my chick knows how to use my gun. Fucking the combo to the safe and everything. Access to the gun. Like, you got to make sure that if you're going to have one, that people know what's up. You got to know.
That's where you're fucking up. Do not give your chick the safe with the gun. Don't give her access to that, because you know what, Brian? You're engaged. What's going to happen when I eventually ruin your marriage and she wants revenge? She's going to go into that gun safe that you so conveniently gave her access to, and she's going to Henry Hill stand above you while you're sleeping and blow your damn brains out.
You really decided you wanted to... You go in there, you ruining marriages and shit.
I've been ruining his marriage for a while now.
Okay. Well,
just wait till it happens. He doesn't think I'm showing up to the wedding.
You're not. I'm gonna have bouncers. You're not allowed to be there.
Yeah.
You're only invited to the Austin event.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Special invited guest will be me, motherfuckers. So Little Dirk, home invasion, busting back on him. It's a shitty time when rich people are getting their homes broken into. You know, rappers aren't even safe. This was an hour outside of Atlanta in a nice neighborhood. I just think it's pitiful that people, especially gang members, sit around and study rappers' homes and security setups and plan to rob them. It's just shitty. And it's a good time to mention that MTV is bringing back MTV Cribs. That is right. Episodes from Big Shawn and Rick Ross. Rappers are going to be studying it on how to break into your home and get away with this shit. I'm going to find where you keep all your diamonds, all your kids. Yep. It's going down. R.I.P. Pop Smoke.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, that situation.
Because that's how we lost him.
Yeah.
Dude, in 2002, Cameron said it on the Dipset tape. He said, all we do is watch MTV Cribs and study how you live, and they break in and rob rappers. It's fucking great.
I was always under the impression, and I believe this is to be fact, but if I'm not mistaken, many of the properties on Cribs were just rented out properties that the artists would display for the show itself. Yeah. But they weren't really houses that they lived in. Yep. They were just faux houses. Yeah. So,
yeah. A lot of them had fake ass houses. Yeah.
To me, the two best episodes of Cribs of all time. The first one, when Stone Cold broke into Brian Pillman's house, almost murdered him. The second one, the Chappelle season 3 episode of Cribs, when he.
The best episode of Cribs is bar none the Red Man episode. That is the best episode of Cribs. Hands down, no fucking questions asked.
Well, if you were following along with the joke, Jordan, you would have realized that the 2 episodes I gave weren't actual Cribs episodes. They were.
I didn't catch on to that.
I knew that.
I didn't catch on to that, but I needed that to be known because Redman kept it real as fuck for that episode. That needs to be known. We're gonna talk about Cribs.
Wasn't it his trap?
Whatever the fuck it was. That's really where he lived, bro. Like, and he either like, you need to run a house and some cars, and he was like, fuck that. I'm gonna live where I want to live. Fuck that.
Oh my god. Oh, so MTV Cribs is coming back, man. You know what? They need to bring back MTV Spring Break and Jim Brewer. What is Jim Brewer doing? Is he still not smoking weed? Someone needs to find him.
I need Celebrity Deathmatch back.
Yes, man. I love that show, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Since we're talking about wrestling and shit, I need Celebrity Deathmatch back.
Or, you know, they're doing this celebrity boxing. Why don't we just start putting like celebrities in a GCW death match with light tubes?
Hold on.
Who wouldn't want to see Ellen DeGeneres versus Tom Hanks in a death match?
The celebrity boxing needs to fucking stop. I'm done with it. I'm fucking over it. What?
We cannot let this trust me, I feel your anger. We cannot let this podcast get derailed by it. We'll talk off air because you and me will do a podcast about this, and we will start a GoFundMe. But we can't let this derail it here because it's deep. I know, but we can't let it derail it.
I fucking love celebrity boxing.
I just need somebody to kill Jake Paul and walk away from this, and we never do this again.
Every day we edge closer to that. Every day, Jordan, we edge closer. Because all you can do is wish him immense success because he's going to get to a point where he's like, I'm untouchable. I'm going to wrestle a fucking bear, and the bear's going to kill him live on pay-per-view sponsored by Triller.
He's not Khabib. He's not Khabib. He can't wrestle a bear. Only Khabib can do that.
Of course. Isn't Khabib like Russian or Ukrainian or something?
Yeah, and he wrestled a bear when he was a baby.
Yeah, well, He was probably just resisting arrest.
Not when he
Doesn't
was a
Russia have like
baby.
bears as police
Not
officers?
when he was it wasn't when he was a baby. He was like 10, and it's a baby
Russia
bear.
doesn't even have babies. Every child is born 11 years
Yeah,
old with a little bit of
bro,
facial hair.
Well, yeah, and then when he came out of the womb, he was fighting bears.
So should we get to the main point of this episode and talk French foreign politics with our boy JJ Claxton?
Yes.
Sweet. This
He's
is why we
like,
brought you
please,
here.
God.
So there's a million things
Wait.
that we could do. I think the easiest thing to do is run over the money in the bank card, which I don't even have because I haven't been paying attention to the shit hard enough. But I just wanted to get some predictions on that because I think most of my predictions are going to be that this match is going to suck, that match is going to suck. Oh, and this one too is going to suck. Do you know what the main event is? Is Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston, right?
Yeah. The way
And-
I see it,
Yeah, let me hear this.
I feel like Bobby Lashley is gonna win, right?
Of course.
But since we have a Money in the Bank and Big E's in there, right?
Ooh, an immediate cash in.
Mm-hmm. And they have
Okay.
his boys right there, having strapped down the floor, and have Big E win.
Huh. That would be a great story. I would be for that. However, I don't think Big E is ready for that top spot. He could talk all day, but when he gets in the ring, like there's only like 4 minutes of his match I'm impressed with, and the rest is kind of like filler.
Yeah.
But it is hard to pick a Money in the Bank winner in the match, and then who's going to cash in. I just wishful thinking, and I don't think WWE is going to go this way. But they haven't done shit with Ricochet. This guy is one of the best athletes on the planet in this sport. They haven't featured him. They made him a tag champ when he debuted. It was kind of stupid. They haven't done shit with him since. He's been on Main Event. He's been on shows, dark matches, like stuff where you're just not seeing him. They finally put him in this match. Ricochet, Matt Riddle, John Morrison, Big E. Who am I missing?
Drew McIntyre,
Drew
Seth
McIntyre.
Owens, King Nakamura,
and
Seth
Ted
Rollins.
Nakamura.
So who out of all these looks like they could
That's a good
actually?
list.
It's some decent people in there, but I feel like I could rule all of them out, and I couldn't really tell you which one's like a leader.
Okay. Two things that I think are recycled ideas if what I'm about to say isn't accurate, but I feel like we've already seen both Drew and Kevin Owens kind of rise and like their pivotal moments, but they're also to me the only like
Kevin
makes
Owens
sense.
hasn't been champion since like 2017, so it has been a long while.
Yeah, okay, so
when
then
Jericho was there.
and him and the best friends and all that shit. Him and fucking Drew are the only two that really make sense to me outside of giving like a Ricochet a push maybe for the appeal, but I don't want them to Mankind Ricochet where they give him the belt to kind of just give him the belt and pacify the fan base and the company men, and he's been around for a long time or he's up and comer, whatever it may be, right? I don't want them just to give it to him. I almost felt that way with Kofi as well. You gave it to him just to give it to him and appease people, and then you took it away. You didn't really let him have a reign.
Well, that's another reason that we have this main event, because it's only the 4th time ever in a major wrestling promotion that 2 black men were competing for the world title. 2 of the other times were this year and last year in Impact, and then I think the other time is Booker T versus The Rock for the WCW title. That's man. You're talking about 2001 and then jumping to 2019 or 2020. It was Rich Swann versus Moose, Rich Swann versus Chris Bay, and now Lashley versus Kofi. I mean, yeah, I guess doing it to do it, but they're all worthy. When I look at the competitors in this match, I don't look at Drew as even a possible winner because he had his run, he had his time. The story evolves better and puts him in a better position to do something different than the title hunt if he loses this match. I don't see them giving it to Ricochet. I don't see him giving it to John Morrison. I don't see him giving it to Riddle unless they plan to just have Riddle and Orton feud, and it's just
honestly, I feel like Riddle could be a surprise because I don't know if you guys watch Raw, but like he's on it mostly throughout the show.
He's one of the most featured dudes on there, which is another reason why I think Shinsuke has a shot, because they featured him so much. They gave him Rick Boogs to do the whole intro. They have him beating Corbin, which is also advancing Corbin's storyline and stuff. But the only three people that look like, in my opinion, that could win this, Nakamura, Kevin Owens, and now after what you said, I believe Big E could do it. Mm-hmm. But man, it's going to be interesting. I just hope whoever wins it, whenever they cash in, they actually get the fucking belt. Because what they did last year was an abomination. To give it to Otis, do nothing with Otis, have him tread water with Mandy Rose, split up his tag team, put him in a different tag team, then get the Money in the Bank briefcase off him, and then his tag partners booted up. It was just stupid. All that was
weird.
The women's Money in the Bank: Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina. So they put the whole tag team of Natalya and Tamina in there.
Yeah. This is a weird women's Money in the Bank, because everybody, they're not doing much.
Every single one of these chicks can fucking get it, son. Okay? Yeah. First of all,
okay, all right. What he meant was that they're all tremendous athletes that could get the W in this match.
Exactly.
Yo, shouts to Jordan for the world's longest yawn.
All take the pipe, all of them. Yeah, Money in the Bank, Come in the Bank, whatever.
Oh my god. You're right. A lot of these competitors aren't really doing anything, and it seems like they kind of just added a few tag teams. Like, Asuka, who she was teaming with. Naomi or somebody. Alexa Bliss was teaming with Nikki Ash, the former Nikki Cross. Zelina Vega just returned. She beefed with Liv Morgan tonight. And then you have Natalya and Tamina as a tag team. I couldn't tell you who's going to win this or who even deserves it.
I don't even know. The way I see it, either Alexa Bliss, because for some reason they like this whole weird thing that they're doing with Alexa right now.
They have made her stale as shit. She started off real interesting, real entertaining, and now it sucks. I mean, I guess she's probably the biggest star in this match, so I could see her winning it. I don't see Nikki Ash doing it unless they're going to just go to the moon with her, and I don't see that. Liv Morgan, they can't give it to her, dude. I don't even know what Liv Morgan's finisher is.
But a lot of fans like Liv Morgan.
She's gorgeous, but she doesn't do anything in the ring. Zelina Vega's too new. Tamina cannot win this. Her best work is with Natalya.
And she's also always injured.
Yeah, she is. Asuka, you just imagine she's kind of already had her run. And Naomi is deserving any given month. They could put the belt on her. They're not going to, but they totally could. Man, that's a toss-up. I'd have to say Alexa Bliss makes the most sense. And hopefully, if she was to win, get the belt on her, they could do something interesting and bring back The Fiend.
Yeah.
Brian, can these two chicks get it? Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship.
Woo! Let me say it again, son. Fucking, they can definitely take it.
Okay, Rhea Ripley is a huge Mitch Lucker fan from Suicide Silence. Her little stomp that she does is a big homage to him, which I think is cool because that's like my favorite metal vocalist ever. This is a tough one. This is a really good rivalry that I feel hasn't had the classic match that they could. Maybe that's because Rhea's still new to this main roster. Can't really blame Charlotte because she's had classic matches with everyone. But hopefully they just have a good match because I don't even care who comes out on top. They both deserve the belt. Charlotte could win at any time, and no one's gonna bat an eyelash at it.
You were about to say Charlotte could get it.
Yeah, she could get it too. Her face has changed drastically since last year. A lot of people get plastic surgery and get it botched, get it fucked up, bad nose jobs, whatever. She's had work done on her face. It looks tremendous. I mean, obviously she looks different, but you can't pinpoint her face and be like, oh, her nose is fucked up. They fucked up her cheek. They did this. She looks great.
Okay, I encourage you to go to her Wikipedia page and look at the photo that they use for her profile picture.
Oh, dude,
She looks
nobody
like-
has a good Wikipedia photo.
She looks like she's got the Ultimate Warrior's face paint as a mask underneath her skin. I shit you not. Go look at it. It's hilarious. You guys will get
That's
what I'm
hot.
saying. Look at it. Are you looking at it? You know how the paint on the Ultimate Warrior's face used to fucking go down in the little points right there? She looks like she's wearing a plastic Ultimate Warrior mask under her face.
Jordan Tupper has a good point. Riddle is going to win
Yeah,
and give it to Randy as a present. He did hint at that, and that would make sense in his character. So it's not a bad idea.
Is he Randy Orton's bitch or what?
No, they're like, okay, so RKO and Matt Riddle's the bro. RK Bro he's trying to force a tag team. And
brilliant.
The way that I see this getting good is if Riddle, who plays an idiot, like Rob Van Dam was a laid back guy, imagine that, but also an idiot. That's Matt Riddle now.
Yeah, I know Riddle's character.
I see Riddle like begging Randy to be teammates, and one day Riddle goes off the chain, turns heel, viciously attacks like a fan favorite, like maybe the Mysterios, beats the shit out of them, and no one wants to see little guy Ray or his son get beat up. So everyone's like, no, and Randy loves it. You go full-fledged evil, and you have a great tag team in the works because you have an intense former UFC fighter and a guy who people say is the greatest wrestler in the company today. So that could be good. I think they've botched the tag team divisions. You made a post and said, are Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode just catcalling backstage? Because, dude, they were tag team champions, and then they just come on TV to drop the belts and disappear again. They're two of the best people in the company, and they don't use them. They're now relegated to they're not on the pay-per-view at all. And the SmackDown tag title match is relegated to the kickoff show. The Usos versus the champs Ray and Dominic Mysterio. I don't like Dominic Mysterio. I haven't seen anything cool from him. I think Ray is still...
He's young. He
young.
has no character, and you know, I feel like he needs to learn like what his character should be. You know.
Yeah, I think anytime that they take someone that's green and they make him a generic white meat baby face, I think of like Maven coming off of Tough Enough. No one gave a fuck about Maven. No one still gives a fuck about Maven. Like, I just Dominic, man, he's just gonna be a white meat baby face, like Eric Watts that people aren't gonna get behind. It's just gonna exist.
I would like to see him as like the Eddie Guerrero, be a womanizer.
Yeah,
you know?
He's not going to be able to break out onto his own until he turns on his dad, goes heel, and beats up his pops. And it's going to happen eventually. I just hope when it does that it all looks legit and Dominic comes out on top. The other tag match, AJ Styles and Omos are the Raw Tag Team Champions. This is stupid to me because Omos doesn't really even wrestle. He's a big, like almost 8 foot tall dude that doesn't wrestle. He's so green. He's got no moves. They put the belts on him and AJ. It was stupid. Now they're going against the Viking Raiders, a real tag team. Man, they need to put it on a real tag team again because AJ and Omos have defended it the least in the past 3 months. So it's just a stupid idea. Get the belts off them immediately.
I'll be honest, the last great tag team feud was the Usos versus New Day.
Yeah, because their Hell in a Cell match, when they did the shit with the kendo sticks in the corner, super innovative because they're not going on top. They're not going to go on top of the cage. So, yeah, I really like that. Hasn't been a lot of good Hell in a Cell matches.
Why aren't they going on top anymore?
What are they going to do up there? Get thrown off? Nobody wants to take the bump. No one wants to take the bump, and the company doesn't want to risk any of the talent. I mean, you just had Bayley get a 9-month injury by training with Vince McMahon at the Performance Center. They're not going to throw anyone off the top of the cage.
Oh, they were training. That's what it is. Her pregnancy, that she's taken 9 months off for is training. Okay.
Hey,
all right, Vince.
Start
the
rumors because I, for one, can't stand Bayley.
9 months of getting the fucking special checks because you got a little baby. Okay, all right, Bayley, we're buying it.
There's a lot of people like been thirsty for Bayley on Twitter lately
because she has a big round bubble butt that they don't showcase on TV.
Bailey can fucking get it, son.
Oh,
I can't believe you don't like it. I cannot
I can't
believe
stand
you
her.
don't like Bailey.
I hate her persona and everything she says.
Listen,
I don't like her in-ring work, and
Let me
I
hear
hate
it,
her
JJ.
finisher.
Let me hear it. What do you got?
listen, I wrote a tweet that said Bailey's that nerdy girl in high school that everybody wanted to,
Smash.
Yeah, I know, bro.
yeah, the t-shirt pat, but you wanted to.
Hey, dude, listen. Now she's the champion of the world. Give her some love. Lick her box a little bit. No big deal.
Okay,
Come on.
all right. Let's go.
Say, toss this man. You're fucking
Damn
out of
it.
here, bud.
Get wrecked, eat box.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Brian posed a really good question to me today. He said, your favorite match type, and then 3 of your favorite matches of that type. And when he said this, the example he used was ladder match. So I just assumed someone was going to pick a ladder match, and it would just be too easy of a discussion.
Yeah, I didn't.
There's a ton of great ladder matches. There really is. I did not go that route. I actually went with one that I had to think about it. And I was like, I Quit, Last Man Standing, TLC, Iron Man.
You know the Iron Man route too.
I didn't.
No, I mean, you thought about it. I thought
about it for sure.
I couldn't, yeah.
But there were more bad Iron Man matches to me than good ones, so I wanted to avoid it. What I thought produced really good matches and ultimately really good stories was a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yes.
And the 3 that I picked out.
Got those.
Yeah. So
traditional or 3 stages of hell?
So there's 2 on here that end up being the 3 stages of hell match, but ultimately the story is the same. And I also like when they do a 2 out of 3 falls match that isn't predictable, because it's always one fall, and the final deciding fall.
Yes.
I've seen a few matches. I don't remember if it was NXT, but someone got a double pinfall and it ended, and it was shit.
Yep.
So my top 3 2 out of 3 falls matches starts with one I was actually witness for. Benoit versus Angle, Judgment Day 2001.
Yes, son. Yes.
Woo! It was fucking incredible. You have the 2 hands down guaranteed 2 most technical wrestlers in the company going at it. I mean, that's a dream match. If anyone ever knew who Kurt Angle was the year prior, you would have definitely put him in matches with Benoit and Guerrero and Jericho on paper, but then a year later you got to see all of it.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, represent.
That picture scared me.
That picture scared him.
That was an incredible one. I don't know if you've seen this one, Brian, but this is an incredible match. 2 out of 3 falls from Dominion 2018, Okada versus Omega.
I believe I have. Yes.
Incredible match.
I think you and me watched this actually.
Dave Meltzer, who I'm not a fan of, gave this match 7 out of 5 stars. It is the highest rated wrestling match in history, and people regard it as the greatest wrestling match of all time. It was intense, and Omega finally beat Okada for the title. Hell of a match. Definitely go back and watch that. Number 1, 2 out of 3 falls match. This one immediately came to mind. Stone Cold versus Triple H, No Way Out 2001. So good. I remember watching this on pay-per-view, and Stone Cold was on the second rope, and he said, "Fuck you," and jumped off and gave an elbow.
So this was, and then the fucking figure 4, I believe the only time, and the last part was a fucking steel cage match. So I actually contemplated doing the 2 out of 3 falls for this match specifically. Triple H and Stone Cold, in my opinion, had one of the best dynamics as a fucking face heel, and it wasn't even, I don't think that was originally part of the plans. And then the fucking 2-man power trip, baby. I honestly think that the WWF fucked itself at that time because they had something within those 2 being the dominant,
Triple
the world
H
champion. The world champion.
What it would have been.
Oh my god! Matt, we were talking about storylines following gameplay in earlier video games. The very first or second SmackDown, the 2-man power trip was a huge part of the storyline. And that they even had the entrance music. They had their own entrance theme. They were being considered
they had a different entrance for Stone Cold, so people didn't get hyped.
Yes, they were when they would come out. Yeah, so it wasn't deviated on the applaud. It was fucking. They came out together as a fucking unit, and I think that's what maybe wanted them to go the invasion angle and make Stone Cold a heel, because they didn't quite get it at WrestleMania 17 when he when he fucking beat the shit out of The Rock with the chair and shook Vince's hand. You didn't really get that then. But with the Triple H, you had fucking, because Triple H was the assassin, man. He can make you turn. He can make you fucking think about what you were doing and why you were doing it. And he could fucking make Stone Cold, I think, the rattlesnake. He made him venomous, dude. Fuck. They were so good together. God damn it.
Honorable mentions, definitely the WrestleMania 2000. Well, it's not a 2 out of 3 falls match, actually. It kind of is because it's a triple threat.
Yeah,
but the triple threat between Angle, Jericho, and Benoit, Angle goes in European and Intercontinental champ and loses both belts. It's just a good story. It's funny.
My match style.
There was also like some Benoit and Jericho 2 out of 3 falls, and then Angle and Jericho 2 out of 3 falls. They're all good, but those three in any kind of match were fucking great.
Yeah. Mine real simple, and I'm gonna keep mine real short. Mine's Hell in a Cell. I think Hell in a Cell at the time of the Attitude Era, it's the epitome of aggression, right? It's the epitome of what that time in wrestling was trying to produce: violence, some mysteriousness, some darkness. Fitting that you had the Undertaker in the very first one. Go for it.
Do you like the current Hell in a Cell matches? Like, for instance, now they have the Red Cell for Raw pay-per-views. Like, basically the past 5 years of Hell in a Cell pay-per-views.
Haven't seen any
of it.
Haven't seen one. I
don't like them except for the tag match that JJ mentioned. The New Day versus Usos was actually good.
I did see.
The rest of them, they
don't
do shit.
I saw that because you actually. Go on. You're good.
No, I think they need a break from the Hell in a Cell matches. It's the same thing, basically.
You're watering it down.
There's nothing you could do.
This is another side conversation. I did watch the tag team one on Matt's recommendation. This is another conversation to have, but I feel like your TLC pay-per-views, your Hell in a Cell pay-per-views ruin the matches. Yeah. They ruin the matches because they watered them down. You got too many of them. You got
because there's not a point story-wise to have the match. You're obligated to have the match because of the time of year it is.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yes.
Where back in the day, a steel cage was used to be a blow-off. Okay, now Horseman can't interfere. You can't get away from me. And that's what they make Hell in a Cell now. Okay, so you're going up against Bobby Lashley. The Hurt Business can't interfere, even though they fucking did. But nothing goes on in the match anymore.
I think it was meant to be. Well, think about it. Now go in order. So my number 3, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, very first one. I think that this. Obviously, for the reason, and I'm sorry, I said this backwards. That's my favorite, but that's fine. I'll still start with it. That's my number 1. Yeah, my number 1. It's no. Yeah, no. It is. It starts with it. I think that it was a pivotal moment. You had the Undertaker in there. You had obviously Shawn Michaels. You got Shawn Michaels at a time in his career where he was being extremely creative. He was, they used the cage, I think, in a creative way. Now, listen. This started it, right? I think had you kept it Hell in a Cell, once a year you got a Hell in a Cell match. It was to put a stamp on a rivalry, or it was to end a rivalry. We had the introduction of Kane on this one to come in and start the Undertaker-Kane feud, right? During Bad Blood. Shawn Michaels went on to then go against Stone Cold and have that run. So you had it as a stamp on a feud, which I thought was very important. Number 2, both ways. Number 2, the Triple H Cactus Jack. Yes, he took the bump onto the table, right? Had the match stuck with this.
At the time was one of the biggest bumps we had seen in the WWF.
Yes. And then the pivotal moment where he's bloody, right? Of course, it's a bloody match, but he's all cut up. Shawn Michaels is cut up. The Undertaker rams him face first into the outside of it because they got to the outside of the cage. Like, hey, this could be death. Yeah, they're falling off of the top. They're fucking grading their heads off of it. This could be a bad time, right? Then we get it not quite a year later for King of the Ring, 1998, right? Which is my number 3. Obviously, pivotal Mankind going off the top, going through, which was an accident that was not supposed to happen. It was zip tied up at the top. He got choke slammed, and he was just supposed to be at the top of the cage. But because he went through, it set a new precedent for the match. Again, Mick Foley in 2000 would fight Triple H at No Way Out. and go through the top of the cage and through the ring. This, to me, was my number 2 because, again, you have a moment. We've gotten a Hell in a Cell 3 different years in a row, all right? I don't think we got one in 99, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we got 97,
you got the Armageddon
98.
2000.
Yep, and then you got the fucking you had this at No Way Out in 2000. You know, it was
This was
a pivotal
supposed
match,
to be Foley's retirement match to take him out for about a year.
Yep.
This is my favorite Hell in a Cell match.
It looked like it did.
Came back the next month.
It was supposed to, but Vince didn't want to go all the way with Jericho at WrestleMania 2000 in the 4-way, and he put Mick Foley in his place. That's why the WWF No Mercy video game has a different storyline centered around Jericho that never actually happened, which is a little fun fact. But he was supposed to fall through the cell that time at the Undertaker match. He was not.
Yes, he broke his hips. He knocked a tooth out during this incident, but it set that precedent for what you could get out of a Hell in a Cell. Now, we got president. That's what I said. President. We got it once a year. Got it once a year up until this point, right? Now, couple years later, you have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view introduced, and all of a sudden the product gets watered down. All I'm saying, had they kept it minimal, once a year, you got a match. Again, the Cactus Jack Triple H, a stamp on a feud. You're done. It's over. Obviously, Mankind had to come back, but hey, this is an end to the Cactus Jack Triple H feud, which was pretty heavy, bloody, gory, fucking lasted the entire lead up to WrestleMania, that whole season. Like, it was pretty intense, and
the Triple H versus Mick Foley rivalry is one of the greatest of all time, and no one ever really mentions it. Like,
because it was short. It lasted like
it was short, but it was reignited numerous times in different ways. I mean, Triple H and Mick Foley, Triple H and Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Mankind had some nasty matches early on.
Yeah, they did. Oh yeah, in like '96. Yeah, they did. Yep.
Yeah. But that's my favorite Hell in a Cell match, because as much as the King of the Ring one where he's getting thrown off the top, those are big spots. There's not much of a match. There is a match when it comes to the No Way Out Hell in a Cell.
Yep. Yes, there is.
I just remember being like I think I was like 99, so I would have been 9 when that fucking came out. I just remember like seeing that, and that was like one of my like first like introductions, because I only watched wrestling for probably like a few years. So like that was my first like, and I just remember Hell in a Cell being so different from just like the normal cage match. Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, you got to crawl out of this one. It's like, no, you're not crawling out of this one. Y'all are just in this cage beating the shit out of each other. Like that's what.
This is gonna sound dorky as fuck. I had an English class in my senior year of high school. So mind you, this is WrestleMania 20. An English class my senior year of high school. I had to do a persuasive essay. I chose to do it on wrestling not being fake. And the example that I used was Mankind, and I used it as I had a videotape and a video presentation that I had to do, and I used that clip. And my argument was, hey, yes, wrestling is scripted and it is, predetermined. It is an art, but these guys take real bumps and really get injured. And that was the example that I used, him going off the cage, because that's a great introduction to show people how real wrestling can get. Show him getting thrown 30 feet off a fucking cage. That's fucking great. It's a beautiful introduction to the casual or to somebody that maybe might be into wrestling but doesn't have that tick or that, nah, I can't take the fakeness. It's too fake. Nah, man, come to the Attitude Era. Come to ECW.
Like, bro, didn't Kane put Mankind through it? Didn't Kane put Mick Foley through a flaming table or some shit?
Oh, all the fucking time, bro.
Edge did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like somebody did.
A lot of people put him through a flaming table.
Or like, and I'll say, you want to talk about the fake? You want to talk about people talking about fake shit? Well, go watch them hardcore matches. Ask Shane McMahon about getting slammed through a glass window by Kurt Angle. How fake that is!
Dropped on his fucking noggin.
Didn't work.
Pick Shane up and I'm gonna drop him on his fucking head.
And then he did it again. Then he did it harder.
Yeah,
if you watch
that,
Kurt Angle takes like this moment where he like stops and just you can tell he takes all his fucking energy to chuck this dude. Like he stops for a second and goes.
Kurt also said that he tore it, like I forget if it's his rotator cuff or what, but he tore something early in that match and then did the whole thing injured.
Yeah,
it was like
when he's throwing Shane. Yeah, when he's throwing Shane through the window, he's in a bad way, but it's Kurt Angle, so he's just gonna fucking wrestle the match, and you're not gonna know otherwise.
It's tough Kurt Angle.
JJ,
man is different.
I want to know what JJ picked. Whip out the list, JJ. Put your meat on the table. Let's compare size.
Tip to tip, baby. Let's go.
Have you guys seen on NXT, they do the Fightful cage match.
Yeah,
Timothy Thatcher.
the fight pit.
The fight pit. Those are great.
Fight pit.
It's
Because
like
you have to make sure
Owen Hart
realism.
versus Shamrock back in the day, but they just make it a cage now.
The Lions
Dude,
Den.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, it was
talking
the
Steve
Lions
Black.
Den.
You're talking Steve Blackman Shamrock
Yep,
type of
and
cage.
yeah, well, Owen did it first, and then Blackman.
But Owen was in the basement that was in the Stu Hart dungeon. Owen and fucking Shamrock did it in the dungeon.
They did a Lions Den too, where they would bring the Lions Den where like the WCW announce table would be up at the top of the stage. They did it like 3 Lions Den, then it went away, and now they do the fight pit. But they only do it with like former fighting dudes like a Matt Riddle or a Timothy Thatcher.
The Blackman.
That's
Shamrock
a good one to pick. I didn't even think about that.
What are the 3 matches? What 3 am I watching?
Top 3?
It has to be on the same like match, like types.
Yeah,
what did you have?
Yeah, like the best fight pit matches, basically. But I mean, whatever you wrote down, really.
Did you have 3 different match types altogether?
Yeah, like different matches that I like.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Let me hear
I
those.
probably explained this terribly to you, so it's my fault.
Let's go for those. Let's go for those.
WrestleMania 24, the ladder match.
Okay. All right.
With Shelton Benjamin, Carlito, Mr.
Is that
Kennedy.
when Shelton jumped and scaled the ladder?
Yep.
Okay.
And I think Carlito broke his neck doing his finisher.
That's when they started adding Shelton Benjamin to every ladder match without the intent that he would win, just to put him in there.
You know what's a great match? But Batista versus Cena. That's when he broke Cena's neck.
Damn, you like the matches where their necks get broke. I bet you like Taz's old matches.
Oh yeah, man. I like real injuries.
Oh my god. Dude, I bet you got the Sid Vicious leg injury on repeat.
Fucking violence.
Yeah. I watch that every day. The Sid Vicious.
Listen, I had a
You should have watched. You say you want to see injury. You should have watched the ECW.
I had a question that I didn't know if we were going to ask or not. Continue with your matches, JJ, but let's go into my next question because it's going to segue great. Go on.
We're not going to get into your next question.
Oh, I think JJ froze. Did JJ?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, JJ froze.
Hey, dude, hey,
he's back. He's a little icy. He keeps freezing up.
Yeah. All right. What was the question?
No, go on with your matches.
Yeah, what was the other match that you liked?
What was the question again?
I don't even remember.
I like Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair.
Oh,
that's on everybody's list.
Sorry,
I'm sorry.
Love you.
I love you. That's on everybody's fucking list, bro.
The Young Bucks spoofed that at the last pay-per-view, and they said that
they do it the best.
Someone.
Yeah, but they did it. I'm sorry, and he did it all like dramatic.
Yeah,
and stupid.
I'm sorry.
I love you. I love you. All fucking stupid.
What else is on your list?
I did like Chris Jericho rivalry with Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, Jericho liked it too. He
says like one of the best
WWE rivalry. Yeah,
that was a great fucking rivalry.
And it was supposed to be a month long, and they continued it to Mania and put the belt on.
That Mania match, dude. Fuck those stained glass fucking pants he has when he fucks him up is so good, so good.
When he punched Shawn Michaels' wife.
Yep,
for real. He really punched her.
Yeah. And you know that's when they fucked up Shawn Michaels' eye when he threw him through the screen. He bashed his head into the screen. That's what fucked his eye up. Yeah,
that's when he got the wonky eye. I've never respected him since.
Mm-hmm. You can't.
Do you have?
Are you looking at me? You looking at over here? You looking at me over here? What's going on?
You eyeing my wife?
He got a condition, man. Leave him alone.
No, he got thrown through a TV. There's no condition.
Do you remember that promo Shawn Michaels did where he said you're gonna keep on kissing babies and hugging fat girls?
Yeah. I do.
I don't know why he said that, but god damn, it was funny.
No. Man. Okay, the best in-ring injuries that have been, and the one we can't exclude is draws. We can't include draws because that was like.
Oh, severe. We can't include Owen Hart either.
Oh, dang. You know, I didn't think about that.
No, I got one for you. I'm
didn't
gonna
think
go
about that.
with
I'm
X-Pac
sorry.
when he tore his asshole open doing a Bronco Buster.
On who?
I don't know. He's done it twice, maybe 3 times, but they moved and he pulled himself, and I guess he hit it too hard and he ripped his asshole. He said he had to have a really close friend take the stitches out.
Oh no,
Damn,
bro! I
that's
don't imagine
brutal.
the turnbuckle nuts and shit, the nuts and the springs and the turnbuckle. Yeah, he probably caught it on one of those. Eee, that's no bueno.
No. I'd be like, I need a new finisher.
Remember the guy that Rey Mysterio drop kicked that died?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
not him, but around the same time, there was a video that went around. I don't remember, they were like unknown, but a dude picked up a cinder block and threw it out the ring, hit the other dude over the head with it, and like he's never wrestled again.
Oh
It was in Mexico. He gave him like permanent brain damage. Yeah, that was that's definitely.
I think I've seen that one.
If you throw a cinder block at somebody, that's kind of what's gonna happen.
It was so bad. It was just like he threw it. He's in the ring. Dude's out the ring. He throws it, hits him in the head. The brick breaks. The guy just plants and doesn't get up.
Oh,
Did y'all see the video recently of the dude that like moonsaults off a person?
Oh, and lands on his legs. His legs snap.
Yeah. No, it's not even an injury. Like they're like doing a fight. Like they're like having this fight, and there's probably like 50 people at this match. It's like some underground wrestling thing or whatever. And there's just this fucking big ass motherfucker on the other side of the ring right here, and they're out on the ground, and he just looks, and this dude runs and just puts his foot in this dude's chest and moonsaults off and jumps on the dude. It's fucking weird.
That was Seth Rollins.
Was it?
Oh yeah, Seth Rollins did a moonsault off a dude.
Yeah.
He's done it a few times in WWE, but I think he started in Ring of Honor.
This looks super underground, not Seth Rollins.
Talking about there was a viral wrestling video that was going around a couple of years ago, and it's a backyard wrestling match, and the dude's standing like in the second rope of this backyard like mattress ring, and all he does is he jumps off the second rope and land in the fucking ring, and both his legs.
Oh, his legs collapse. Yeah, they break backwards. Both of them.
That's the worst, bro. Okay, but my favorite, it may not be the best, but one of my favorite in-ring injuries is definitely when Sabu broke his jaw in like 97. He was fighting Sandman and Tommy Dreamer, and he fucking took a ladder. He like fell off and fucking hit a ladder that was up between the ring and the shit, and he broke his jaw. And Bill Alfonso is his manager at the time, and he comes over and he gets masking tape, not duct tape, not fucking. He gets the white painter's masking tape and fucking tapes his jaw around his head while the match is going on. Later in the match, I believe he rips his bicep open on barbed wire and also covers that with like tape and a fucking paper towel roll and just fucking finishes the rest of the match with a broken ass jaw and a fucking slashed up arm, just fucking masking taped.
How about that New Jack hitting that old guy with the bat?
With a bat?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It was a match, and I don't know what happened that out of nowhere New Jack just hit him with a bat.
Metal bat?
Real, though.
Or wooden bat?
Yeah. Metal.
Oh, man. New Jack was fucking bananas. Him
what about Mass Transit?
Yeah, that was fucking vicious. And him going off the mass transit thing was uncalled for. But New Jack and that other dude going
that was
off the
definitely
scaffold.
called for. I've listened to that story so many times, and like just hearing New Jack say "fuck that fat motherfucker." Like, look, you should never cut a 19-year-old from coast to coast, but that kid was begging for it. And then when they stretchered him out, this is according to Blue Meanie, the dude's dad is there flipping shit. And he's like, he's crying, "Look what you did to my boy." And he goes, "I'm one of the boys, Dad." Mass Transit didn't die from that. He died later on from complications from gastric bypass surgery.
I heard he committed suicide.
He didn't commit suicide. He was just a fat fucking dude.
Yeah, he was.
Did we go? Did anyone write down their top 5 moments overall in wrestling? Because
I didn't write it down, but I could probably recite a few.
Do it. Recite it. Mr. Mistopheles.
Right.
Let's go.
All right. Fucking first off, this is one of my favorite ones. The Stone Cold Booker T grocery store fight.
Oh, yes, in Bakersfield, the Green Frog. I just watched it the other day.
That shit
Clean up
is
on aisle 3. Price
that's
check.
that is one of the greatest fucking that is an art piece that needs to be hung up in a gallery somewhere. It's fucking incredible.
Believe they let them tear apart that store just because they were closing it. Like,
Hey,
that was a lot of money.
Let's go 1 for 1, just so I feel like it keeps it going.
All right, so we're starting at 5.
Right.
All right, so he said the Green Frog Brawl. Okay.
Yes, go, Matt.
Okay, so my number 5 is gonna be Jericho's surprise New Japan Pro Wrestling appearance when he started the feud with Kenny Omega. And it culminated in him capturing the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, which is now defunct.
All right. That's fucking great.
It was good because, you know, Jericho, he was
time.
involved in this shit. That he had been on this podcast with Don Callis. Don Callis is the one who organized that whole feud, and you just didn't think it was possible. The lights go out and he shows up unannounced. I mean, dude, there's very few times in wrestling that you get surprised. I got another one on my list that's a surprise, but that, man, that was recent. It made me fucking happy. It made me excited for wrestling again.
You know, I was going to mention this for another question that we had, but I'll mention it for this one. Jericho's debut on Raw. To this day,
the man of the millennium.
I think it's one of the loudest pops I've ever heard for a Monday Night War show, right? A Raw or a WCW. For months and months and months, we had this countdown to Y2K, we thought, right? This countdown for months. Nobody knew what it was. Right before SummerSlam hits, we get Y2J on a Monday Night Raw during a Rock promo.
And he interrupts the Rock.
He interrupts the fucking Rock, and it's bittersweet because he gets the loudest fucking pop. The camera doesn't hit a hard angle all fucking night because there's a shit ton of Jericho signs in the fucking crowd. Jericho's finally at the fucking top. Fucking cheers. The masses on their fucking feet. Welcome to Raw's Jericho. He talks shit to the Rock for like 5 minutes, and then the Rock shits on him. Tells him, "What's your name?" It doesn't matter what your name is. Gives him the fucking palm.
But he was so good at that.
Bro, he was the best, but Jericho always got the shit end of the stick, and this might be in some other moments later.
He did for the first 2 years for sure.
Vince, yeah, but he also got shit on a lot throughout his career. But he
also got a European title, tag title, Intercontinental
Grand Slam champion. He was
by 2002, he was the first universal undisputed champion.
The very first undisputed champion. He was the first one. He's the first one to hold both belts. He beat both Rock and Austin. What the fuck kind of shit is this?
It's the biggest claim to fame, but the problem was his title reign only lasted about 2 months.
It doesn't fucking matter. You beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. What are you doing?
It only matters because it's like, why did they just never strap the rocket to Jericho? They always started and stopped and pulled back, and then it's like, okay, they gave him the WWE Championship with the undisputed shit, right? But then he never touched it again. He only won the world title. And if you know anything, the world title's not the same, okay? You talk about how we're stoked to have a black champion now. Well, how many times did Mark Henry hold the world title? Why the fuck couldn't one of those reigns be the WWE title? Because they didn't want him to be the head of the company? Just food for thought. Makes me think when you go back. JJ, what is your 5th best moment?
I would say when The Rock came back, and was it 2011?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what started the CM Punk feud?
Yeah.
Right? CM Punk at Mania, right?
Yeah. It was no. It was CM Punk in SummerSlam.
There were some amazing promos in that shit. Oh my god, because you have 2 of the best promo guys in the company, but their promos are so different. Jordan, what would be your number 4 best moment in wrestling?
This isn't really there's no really order. I'm just kind of naming them. I got one word for y'all though. Bloodbaths.
The Brood.
The fucking Brood.
Yeah.
Old Gangrel.
Who's ready for a bloodbath? Yeah, that was back when Edge and Christian were gothic.
Yeah.
Bro.
Edge was
But
hanging
that
out in
shit
fucking
was
bathroom stalls.
fucking
The
wild.
entrance, the music, the look. That was when, like, at the time, vampire subculture was a thing. People were into
Blade
that.
was the shit. Blade was the fucking
Gangrel
shit.
Was
boy.
a real life vampire. Yeah, that gimmick was so fucking cool. The way they feuded with the Hardys, then added the Hardys to
Oh,
the Brood.
yeah.
That was
It
the
cool.
best, bro.
All of
the
it was
Hardys is the Brood when they turned on fucking Homeboy was the shit.
Dude,
When
the
they
Hardys,
turned on Michael
the Hardys
Hayes
were
and
the
joined
second.
Gangrel.
The Hardys were the second best tag team of all time.
Who's the first,
Ooh.
son?
The Dudley Boys,
The
duh.
Dudley Boys, because they have them all, man. Yeah.
But according,
At the table. We gotta put somebody through a table now.
What were you saying, JJ?
according to WWE, the number one tag team is New Day, and they put the Hardys second.
Damn.
That was and that's a recent list. Like that just happened
They
like
got
a
yeah.
week ago.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, without getting into it, how biased are these fucking lists? You ever gonna have, with the
When it comes from the WWE, it
Yeah.
means something
Yeah.
different.
it's not PWI over here.
Kane,
You know, because
Kane and Undertaker too. That was-
also the Steiners weren't on the list. My number 4 best moment in wrestling. I don't think anyone else will agree with me, but I specifically like this night because of who he beat up, how he beat them up, and because I knew a little bit about his background. The debut of Brock Lesnar. He comes out during a hardcore triple threat between Spike Dudley, who is it? Bob Holly,
And Maven.
Spike Dudley, Maven, and Al Snow, and just destroys them. Like he gave Spike a triple power bomb, which at the time we had only seen a double from Jericho. He picks up Maven for an F5, which we had never ever seen before, and he destroyed Al Snow. I think he threw him through a table or threw him through a trash can or something, like a big like Farouk style spine buster.
Farouk.
But just to have Paul Heyman back, who I loved, and to have this guy that I had been reading about from OVW for months, like this debut came right around the same time as a John Cena, a Randy Orton, and at the time, I'll be honest, I had no faith in John Cena. I didn't like that they changed his name from the Prototype, and I didn't think Randy Orton had shit going on because all he did was a top rope crossbody and that weird overdrive move. There was nothing appealing about him at the time. And
The overdrive was sick when he put the fucking leg over the head and like fucking did that whole move. That was dope as fuck, bro.
Just doesn't work for him. Shit. It worked for Elix Skipper. Just didn't look right with Randy Orton. So at that time, Brock was the next big thing. He was the biggest dude in OVW because they didn't move Batista up yet. Batista was still a few months away. But damn, Brock was just, a few times do they put a dude on TV, strap the rocket to him, and everything goes accordingly. Like they did it to The Rock. He won the world title young and everyone hated him. They do it to Brock. He wins the world title young and everyone loved it. So that was on my list. It was just a cool moment. He was so dominating and he became one of the biggest stars ever. What is your
I like that
moment?
Brock Lesnar.
It's fucking hard. Brian?
Man, I'm a sucker for stone cold moments. If I had to pick another moment that I'm going to put on the list, I'd have to say him beating The Rock at WrestleMania 15. I feel like that was
always great fights.
Yeah, man, and him and The Rock at 15. I mean, really,
we could do a
17.
top 5 Rock and Stone Cold matches, and that one is top 3.
Yeah. I mean, really, 17 is the only one that's better than that. But 17 to me is
the ending is what no one wanted. So the ending is almost lackluster. I like it. I just don't like that the crowd didn't react because they didn't know.
They didn't.
Yeah, in
Rock
Houston.
and Austin. Yeah, when he beat the shit out of The Rock with the chair after the fact and shook
McMahon aligns himself with Austin.
Yeah. But what's crazy is he came out the next night. He came out the next night to a pop. But it was like a pop that was like,
they didn't boo him until weeks after. It was like, dude, he was still getting cheered when he turned his back on the WWF and joined the Alliance. Like he would be cheered coming to the ring, and then he would say shit to insult the crowd and get booed. But then when he stuns someone, they cheer again. It's just one of those things that you couldn't really fully turn him. That's why they had to change his entrance music. They changed his entrance music to something like kind of generic. And it was so you don't get hyped with the glass breaking. I thought it worked. We're going in. Okay, JJ, what is your third top moment?
Third, I would put Kofi Kingston winning the WWE Championship. I remember when when they used to do the commercials on the ECW on Sci-Fi when they're introducing him, and at that time, like, wow, I'm interested. Like, who is this guy and stuff? And I got to see this guy, you know, from being on ECW and then seeing him grow to be Intercontinental Champion. Then he has that feud with Randy Orton, and you know how that went. And it left a sour note on me. Cause I was like, man, like they're not gonna do anything with this guy. And you remember how the first time the New Day came out, nobody liked it.
Oh yeah, they were like preachers. They were like super
yeah.
hated.
I was like, man, this is at that time, I was like, man, this is racist.
I thought it was stupid because they again teamed the three black guys up again, and historically in wrestling, they've always teamed up the black dudes together.
Yeah,
and like with the Hurt Business, that works. That's like you can look at them and be proud, role models, all that. There's other gimmicks like Crime Time. Crime Time is hard to look at and say like that's role models. Shad Gaspard in real life was a role model. But the tag team is like, you know, they're playing all these jokes on crime and shit. So I feel that that's a huge moment because other than The Rock, they don't acknowledge The Rock as technically being black, which I always thought was weird. So they don't look at that as a black champion. But Kofi Kingston, there's no argument. There's no argument there. That's totally what happened. That was a big ass moment. I like that.
Isn't that more so because The Rock
with Kofi? Like you saw, I was just going to say that there's not many superstars that get like how long was Kofi in this company before the title? Like 13 years, like almost 15 years he had been around.
Now counting the days of being in OBW. Or?
Yep, or either that or FSW.
Or FCW,
FCW. Going back and looking at it, like maybe Shawn Michaels before his world title run because they had a lot of intercontinental and tag team runs, and then finally Shawn's the main guy and gets that title. Most people don't stick around and get that. Mark Henry, you would have never said Mark Henry Sexual Chocolate is going to be a champion. But he did. Kofi Kingston was just always a legit worker, and they gave him worker belts like the Intercontinental, the U.S. If they still had the European champion, Kofi would have been a 6-time champ.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a huge moment. We need more shit like that.
Yeah.
Jordan, do you have a third best?
Yeah. I think it was The Rock. I think it was The Rock that did this, but fucking threw Vince McMahon back into his limousine, and then Vince pops his head out the window, and The Rock smacks him with a fucking chair.
Yes.
Was that The Rock?
Yes, and he clocked him with that chair.
Fucked
him
up.
McMahon is through the sunroof, and McMahon's all like, yeah.
No, he's out the fucking side window, like, you son of a bitch! You think you can do this to me? And clocked it.
Everyone talks about Austin versus McMahon because it's one of the greatest rivalries in sports. But with hindsight, if you go back and watch The Rock versus McMahon from the fallout of the corporation, there's tons of good shit. I mean, WrestleMania 2000, we were all pissed off at the main event. The only highlight is seeing Stephanie get rock bottomed.
She did.
She did, yeah. Yeah, because I remember specifically being pissed off, and that was the only silver lining.
The entire McMahon family can take stunners like no other.
Linda takes a better one than Vince. My third favorite moment in all of wrestling, hands down, is Mae Young giving birth to a hand.
No, God.
Oh, my God.
Hey, does anybody notice? Go back. She's smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Does anybody realize that?
God. So a couple of things. I remember that. A couple things about this skit. Gerald Briscoe was not fully clued in as a rib, so he throws up when the hand is born. That's legit throw up. They did not clue him in.
I didn't know
that. The reason that it's a hand, and I didn't know this when it aired. I found this out like 15 years after the fact. Mae Young is old. She's like ancient, okay, in that shit. The joke is that some of the earliest vibrators and dildos were just mannequin hands that they would shove up there.
Yeah.
And the joke is that the hand got lost years ago. But the problem is
Nobody
no one
fucking
watching
knew that.
understood that. And even people involved in the filming and the writing of the skit didn't understand that. So that to me is kind of stupid, but still funny. I think they even had a segment with a guy in a giant hand suit as May's like son years later. So that was kind of funny.
I can't fucking believe that they put that old bitch through a fucking table off of the fucking stage.
So Bubba said, "Don't worry, May. I'm going to take care of you. We got you. We're not going to let a thing happen to you." And she said, "You better bring it, you fucking pussy."
You can tell though. You can tell when
he protected the shit out of her. He landed first and then brings her
in
down.
his butt. Yep, and like his hands are under her the whole time. Like
the visual is perfect though because they killed her.
Oh yeah, and he fucking she's got the neck brace on.
Oh,
and she's all fucking stiff. And
what about when she's pregnant and Viscera gives her a big splash and she has a miscarriage?
Yeah.
They should never write miscarriage or abortions into wrestling angles. That's all I'm gonna say. Brian, your number.
Are we really going another fucking 10 through this bitch? Are we really doing that?
No, we're at 3. Okay. We're gonna go to 2 and 1, and then I'm done. I have no more lists, and I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I gotta go meet my parole officer in the morning.
I have a fucking good number 1, but I want to use it for number 3 because I think you might use it for number 1.
I'm not. I'm telling you right now, I'm not.
All right, my
because you do not have my number 1.
My number 3 would probably have to be I'm going to chalk it up to just any Stone Cold moment, but one that's just standing out at the top of my head right now. Post-injury where he had to fucking drive trucks and do crazy stupid shit for a while before he was actually in-ring active again. Him beating the fuck out of Vince in a hospital. That was fucking goddamn classic.
I thought you were going to take one of mine. That was great. I thought you were going to take one of mine.
Because the whole time Vince is just trying to get away from Stone Cold. He's been arrested. He's been carted off. He's not allowed on Raw anymore. He's already fucking done the cement truck. He's already fucking held the gun to his head and made him pee his pants. He's already gone through all these different lengths. And he's now fucking finally gotten away from Stone Cold where he can heal his ankle. He doesn't have to worry about anything. And then sure enough, Stone Cold's his fucking nurse and starts beating the living shit out of him. Bedpan and all. I got it from here, nurse. It's okay. Turns around, just starts fucking giving it to him, and then sure enough, gives him the good old fucking catheter right up the booty. Boom! Fucking cutscene.
He gave him a fucking 100. He gave him 100 cc's of an ass.
I'm giving you 100 cc's of this fucking ass whooping.
That just reminded me that Jordan's moment, the Green Frog grocery store battle, Austin and Booker T. There's a point where he dumps baby powder on him, and he's Austin at the time is not the normal Stone Cold. He's trying to play a deranged Stone Cold. That's why he's so adamant about kicking his ass in a grocery store. So as he's shit talking him, he's saying crazy shit. Like, oh, need a little bit, need to take a time out for the baby. And like all this shit as he's like powdered and diapered him up. It's just fucking funny. There's a scene where he comes out and chugs the milk.
When is this?
Got milk during the grocery store fight. He's dumping baby powder and flour and shit all over him. And he takes a baby diaper and puts it over his ass and then just starts beating on him. And he's saying like crazy shit.
That's the best thing.
Crazy shit like baby talking.
That's the best thing about the Alliance storyline is that you fucking had Stone Cold. First of all, Stone Cold makes this horrific savior of the Alliance and beating the shit out of WWE guys for like a hot second. He comes in.
He also beats the shit out of his own guys for a while.
Beats the fuck out of a bunch of dudes on the way in. Gets into the ring when there's 50 people in the ring. And he starts wailing on everybody. But it's Stone Cold. He's the most powerful man on the planet. He's fucking beating up every single person in this fucking ring. Nobody decides that it's going to be 50-on-1. It's just going to be Stone Cold laying waste to fucking everybody. He finally does that.
I loved it.
Oh, he's the best. But then he like is so unhinged that he joins the Alliance and decides that he's going to lead them. But even then, he gets more unhinged to where the Alliance doesn't know what the fuck to do with him, and they start like celebrating his existence. They sing him the
Stasiak. Shawn Stasiak would run out to the ring and then just fall. He ran out.
Didn't he beat the fuck out of Eddie Guerrero? Who did he beat the fuck out of?
He beat up Chavo.
Chavo just beat the shit out of, but he also beat the fuck out of like Spike Dudley or somebody.
Chavo, you fucking.
There was one scene where he says, "I'm gonna kick the ass of the next person that walks through that door," and no one comes through. He goes, "Well, I'm gonna go find him," and he opens the door, and it's the hardcore champ Rob Van Dam, and the crowd cheers.
Yeah,
and that's when Rob's like, that's when he went to Stardom. Yeah.
Yep.
JJ, what is your number 2 moment?
Hey, and I see what you did, motherfucker. You moved your. Oh, okay, I was gonna say you moved your position to get the last say. I saw what you did.
Yeah, no, I booted myself and it got all out of whack. Go ahead, JJ.
I would put the Festival of Friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably one of the best.
I wish they stole that painting. I want that painting in my room. That was the funniest part of all of that. Like, Jericho and KO are legit funny dudes.
They were the fucking best, bro. That was during Jericho when I was like on the fringe.
There's a video of
and
KO.
That got me back in.
There's a video of Jericho grabbing KO and he goes, "We're like Shrek and Donkey." And Kevin Owens goes, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care."
Whatever, I don't care.
And it's like, it's just funny because he's probably like, I don't even care what you just said.
Hey,
dude.
And how great is the idea of the list? Like being on the list, and then when they broke up, and he finds out he's on the list, and it's like,
why's my name on it?
No.
And just throwing someone's head through a monitor, whether it be fake or not, just reminiscent with glass breaking of Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
And every time I hear Marty Jannetty's name, it just makes me want to fuck my.
Wow. Oh shit, Jordan, you're number 2, baby. Bring us home. We only got a couple more. Let's go. What do you got?
All right. So I since we're doing all the Stone Cold ones, I figured I'd save us for one. The fucking beer truck.
Oh yeah, hands down. Probably his greatest. Probably his greatest.
Yep. That was
good. My God.
The best part, his swig he takes off the fucking hose. Like a G, bro. Like you think you're gonna take a swig off a fire hose right now? Just fucking takes it and just goes back.
If I was like, because Kurt Angle did the milk truck. If I was to ever
I was gonna say that was the other one I was gonna shout out because of that.
I would drive down to the ring in a Roto-Rooter truck and then spray shit all over my opponents and then leave.
Say something like that for Bray Wyatt or something.
Like what's Roman say? Wreck everyone and leave. Shit on everyone and leave.
Activity. But I think like most people would be in agreement saying Stone Cold was probably the most entertaining wrestler of all time.
Oh,
and Rock for sure. Yeah.
Out of him and The Rock, they're up there.
I mean, and how beautiful did you get them at the exact same time?
Yeah.
Just
and
so
I mean, and not
the dichotomy.
But even with those, I can't think of very many wrestlers that are more revered than The Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's always been the locker room leader. Like, big deal.
Yeah.
Is he arguably the GOAT? Like,
he could be.
He's the only man that could have made that gimmick work, and that says a lot.
The 3 people that we just named are probably on a Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Like,
hands down.
Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You can go whatever you want.
No one has taken a character further, because you can't say Stone Cold, The Rock, or Hogan took a character, because the character is so much like them. And even with the Biker Taker being pretty much the Undertaker, Mark Calloway, Dead Man. That character, it was cool, but the Undertaker, the Dead Man, that gimmick could have easily flopped. On paper, that's a stupid fucking idea.
At least
on
for
paper,
that long. Not 93. Not 93.
Your brother and Kane and all that on paper could be very, very stupid. And it was executed so well, you could say it might be the best character arc of all time.
I mean, in 93, it fit because it's 93, right? You get it in the later 90s, though, when a saving grace for that was the fucking Ministry. The Ministry of Darkness.
The Ministry is when I thought the Taker was
They're putting people on their fucking symbol and just hanging them on the Titantron.
Giving him, that's just it, though. You were dealing with somebody that had been so dominant as an individual force, right? And then you get the Kane angle, and you throw this deep-rooted feud, right? You had Hogan. He had his long-lasting feuds, Michaels. Now you're throwing him Kane, but now you're giving him a faction. The Undertaker was really walking around with the fucking faction, and he was the world champion at the time, right? It went along with him fighting for the title, or at least being a top guy for a while. And then seeing him go to Biker Taker was nice. That fit the era. You couldn't really get
those ministry dudes had nothing going on if not for the ministry.
I mean,
Viscera, Midian, and even the Acolytes. Like Midian was a Godwin, but there was a big gap between Henry O. Godwin and Midian. Like even it was not on television. Like
Viscera, Gangrel, they were weird, but I mean they did well. I thought they did well.
Was Gangrel in the ministry?
Yeah, the Brood was a part of the ministry. Yes.
Yeah, the Brood was definitely part of the ministry.
They were henchmen on like one show, but like they never showed up with the rest of the ministry.
Yeah, they did. No, they did. They did. During Edge's introduction, Gangrel was always off on his own. Edge's and Christian's introductions came along with the ministry. Like they were, that's when they like stabled in.
I'm gonna go back and watch that because that's a whole faction that I just feel clueless on now.
Hey, and how excited were you? We're talking story arcs. When the Undertaker came back as Dead Man, how excited were you? Like,
I didn't really know what was going on at that Judgment Day 2000 when he was
with the gongs. When he fucking came back as Dead Man,
with the Kid Rock music. He came. Shit. Are you talking about when he came back as a Dead Man or he came back as a biker?
No, after he was the biker and he came back as Dead Man. How relieved were you? You were like, that yes.
Shit was cool.
Even though the biker thing was cool, the new power bomb.
No, I was over it.
He reinvented himself. Dude. That was great.
Those lights went off and that gong went off, and I can't think of very many other events where people were like, no fucking way. Like, it was wild, man.
I watched The Undertaker bury Hulk Hogan live when I was like 5 years old, and I cried. I thought Hulk Hogan died. I thought he fucking died. I thought he got put in a casket, and I thought he was literally dead. And I bawled my eyes out. The Undertaker scared me.
My number 2 moment in wrestling, and this is pretty easy. As much as I read the dirt sheets, I had no idea this was about to happen. Vince opening Nitro. I now own W.
You fucking took my number 1. Bitch, I thought this wasn't going to happen.
Well, my number 1 wasn't this. It was shocking because there was a little tiny bit of speculation, and it kind of didn't amount to anything until I turned on the show. And Nitro came on.
Was incredible.
Nitro came on an hour before Raw, and I remember turning it on, and this is what I saw. And I didn't think twice because eventually in an hour I would see this anyways. But then it clicked, like, oh shit, I'm tuned into Nitro on TNT. Why is McMahon there? And then he said, I bought WCW, and I thought, oh shit, I don't know what's about to happen. And the show was crazy. If that's your number 1, then let me go ahead and ruin mine. My number 1 favorite moment in wrestling ever, hands down, because it still gives me the feels. ECW One Night Stand. The promotion died. We were all sad. We knew it would never come back and that you would never capture that again. And they brought it back, at least for those events, in the right way. There was 2 events that were great. Then they brought back the TV show full time, and it was fucking stupid. But One Night Stand from the Hammerstein Ballroom, the first year was 05 or 06? 05, I think. 05, amazing, because I never thought it would happen. And it actually got me back into wrestling hardcore.
Yeah.
The following year, also great. I think that's if Cena wins, we riot. Then they started the show. The last one they did where it's like Bobby Lashley and Vince McMahon is fucking stupid. That should never have happened.
I'll pick up off of the WCW. I mean, hey, as a wrestling fan, the Monday Night Wars were huge, right? You were at some point either a WCW or a WWF fan, and if you were a super fan like Matt and myself and all of us here, we crossed over, right? That was the big deal, is you got nonstop wrestling. If you were a mega fan, you had wrestling 7 days a week. That's including the Velocities, the Heats, the AAAs on the fucking Telemundos, WCW Wednesday Nitro, Thursday Thunder. SmackDown, you had wrestling for a good chunk of years every single night, Friday night including ECW,
Sure.
And for a while you knew ECW had kind of folded into WCW, right? They had taken in a bunch of their old talent, they had gone over, had a couple dark matches with some of the bigger name players, and then you see Vince McMahon fucking take over WCW, unfucking heard of. I have to say, brilliant fucking angle. It almost you know, it died. It died, unfortunately, and I think it died when you had the split of WCW and ECW. But the fact that you were having another company come in and invade, I mean, yes, we got fucked over on dream matches. We never got to see Goldberg Austin. We didn't get to see Sting in any formidable fashion against anybody. You know, we got the B-list talent for sure. But to have all these guys come over and fight WWF and invade, what a great fucking angle, man. Even the Stone Cold jumping ship was good. You know, looking back on it, it's not the best the WWF ever was, but what other way are you going to do it? You just bought an organization. You're not going to keep it afloat. You're not going to honor it because you're
It was
fucking
cool
WWF.
because you didn't think it would happen. Like,
exactly.
Kind of we were appreciative for what we got. Sean Stasiak, Chuck
Booker
Palumbo.
T, let's go, dude. Five time. Oh, fucking King of the Ring, King Booker.
We got every WCW guy
Rhino,
that we wanted after
Rob Van Dam. We got the ECW guys too. We got Rob Van Dam.
Am I the only one that wanted a WCW World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett versus Triple H? Because if you're going dream matches, it's obviously Goldberg and Austin. But
Jeff Jarrett Austin would have been great.
At that, they hate each other. Austin hates him. At that, because his dad didn't pay him when he wrestled for him back in the day. Jarrett. Well, you know, okay. That's just fucking. Oh God, Jeff Jarrett versus Triple H, because he was essentially the Triple H of WCW in 01.
Yeah.
But I think we probably had that match, and it meant nothing in WWF in 98, 99.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. I think for a European title, if I'm not mistaken.
That would make sense.
back in the day. But you know, we at least saw it, and I think for us being 14, 15 at the time, 13 maybe. I remember, you know, this is right after WrestleMania 17. I believe WCW guys were in the WrestleMania 17 crowd, if I'm not mistaken, up in a box seat.
They were,
you know, and they were pointing out a couple.
They got them involved.
Diamond Dallas Page
to buy it.
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page was there. A couple others, you know.
No, DDP wasn't there because his debut was being Undertaker's wife's stalker. Yeah. Man, I watched that recently, and the excitement for DDP was so genuine. Bro, it died. He was out of the company a year later.
Well, he was hurt. His horrible.
It wasn't even that. It was that they just didn't give him good shit. Like, the motivational speaker made sense because of who he is, but why the fuck would DDP stalk the Undertaker's wife, Sarah? He was married to Kimberly. She was so much hotter than Sarah. It was just a dumb. You're 1 and 2. JJ's 1 and 2. Jordan's 1 and 2.
My number one was the WCW NWO.
I only have one.
Yeah, I would have to say a close second would be the birth of the NWO. Hogan turning on everybody, and that was a big deal.
Fair.
All right.
JJ?
Number 2 would be the last time The Rock and Stone Cold had their match at WrestleMania.
Yep.
That'll be the last time. Match. The last time you see two Titans going head to head, you know. And number 1 would be Undertaker losing his streak.
Ooh.
That hurt my fucking soul.
Bro, just hearing the audience die.
Oh, people were so heartbroken.
It could have been worse. It could have been to someone that like didn't deserve the streak to end.
The fact that Paul Heyman is yelling too, and all you hear is Paul Heyman's fucking voice. Yes. Whatever. Because everybody's quiet. All you hear is Paul Heyman just grossly.
The black guy with the wide eyes is now forever known as Brock Lesnar guy. He was at was SmackDown the first show back? I don't know. Someone tweeted out that, oh my God, Brock Lesnar guy is here.
That guy's gonna be famous forever.
You know, that's what you got when Lesnar debuted, was Heyman yelling, "Do it again! Do it again!" And he's picking up fucking Spike and slamming him. "Do it again!" And he's yelling. Paul Heyman's voice is literally one of the most annoying of all time. So to hear him
Vicky Guerrero.
Okay, yeah, that too, yeah.
Excuse
but hearing him over the fact that Undertaker just lost at WrestleMania.
I would rather hear Paul Heyman sing the Star Spangled Banner than ever hear Kevin Sullivan talk again. Yeah, I said it. Sorry, JoJo Feeney and Taskmaster.
I said what I said. I said what I said.
Jordan, did you have a number 1 moment?
I don't have a moment, but I have a statement, and it needs to be said about wrestling.
Oh God,
WWF Attitude for Nintendo 64 is the greatest wrestling video game of all time.
it's actually not true.
That is
what I said.
Fuck yourself.
The man said what he said.
SmackDown versus Raw.
WWF Attitude actually had awful controls. It was very difficult.
I don't give a fuck. It was awesome.
No
it was
mercy,
awesome when it came out. Yeah, no
and you could play as Mosh and Thrasher.
That's true.
Shout out the Headbangers. Let's go.
Did you know that Headbanger Mosh, aka Chaz, was involved in an incest angle when they played him as what was he? Something. It was like Leave It to Beaver, and he wanted to. His mom's name was Beaver Cleavage or something like that.
Yeah, Miss Cleavage.
No, I don't remember that. I just remember the punk. I just remember like the punk dudes. They were the punk fighters.
They fucking they wrestled the oddities all the time.
Man. Fun fact: Thrasher was supposed to be reinvented as the new Doink, and I could totally see it.
Yeah. So a match that stands out to me that nobody might remember, but it was from WWF Rock Bottom, which was the last pay-per-view event of 1998. And it was Mosh and Thrasher tag team against the Oddities. They tag team against the Godwins and then against Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. And I thought it was a Fatal 4 tag match. And I thought that was
all those teams, but the Outlaws suck.
Dude, it was I was like, what is going on?
The Oddities, like Kurgan and the dude who played Tugboat in a Cartman mask.
Yep, Kurgan.
Posse, right?
Yep. No.
The ICP did the theme song.
Blue Meanie. Luna was their chick. It was Krugen, who was like this big.
Golga was Tugboat.
And then there was another one. A bald dude, I forget.
Golga was supposed to be like wearing like either a mask like Cartman from South Park because that was popular at the time, but a copyright stopped them from doing it. So they put the stupid gold mask that looked like a condom, and it was just dumb as fuck. I didn't even know that was Tugboat until like years later. Honorable mention of moments, the disbanding of Right to Censor. God, that was great. Worst theme song ever. DX reuniting during a New Age Outlaws match against the Rock and Sock Connection. That was dope. Kane and X-Pac just being a tag team and tag champs. That was such a great tag. X-Pac says that's his favorite tag partner. RVD winning the WWE title for the first time because I don't think anyone in that building was rooting against him. Everyone wanted him to be the guy, and he finally got to see it when often WWE would not make your favorite the guy. And then a few years ago, the Hardy Boys surprise return at WrestleMania. The Hardys had just wrestled a ladder match, I believe, against the Young Bucks at Ring of Honor the Saturday night before. And then that Sunday, they showed up, surprise announced, snuck them into the arena. They showed up for WrestleMania and won the tag titles. I just didn't think it was going to happen because they wrestled in a ladder match the night before. That's back-to-back ladder matches. And they didn't even mention it on TV because they couldn't. But that was crazy because they led everyone on to think the New Day were going to introduce themselves as competitors because they were the hosts of WrestleMania, and the Hardy Boy music played, and the pop is one of the biggest of all time. Those were some fun moments. I wanted
Jeff Hardy swanton bomb somebody off the stage through a table.
He swantoned off the Titantron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He like did some fucking like.
Him,
you could die right now.
And one of the Road Warriors, like the only people to fall off the Titantron.
My God.
Oh, and Shane
McMahon, right?
Yeah, Shane.
Who?
Shane. Oh, one of the Road Warriors was Hawk. Hawk fell off the back of the Titantron.
Yeah, when he was being suicidal, him and Draws went up there and fucking went to go get him down, and Animal thought he pushed him because it looks like he pushes him.
Oh my God. That was a really good episode. A good discussion on wrestling.
Yeah,
proud of everyone involved. Jordan, where can they find you if they want to stalk you on the internet?
At Jordan Madro on everything.
That's what's up. JJ Claxton, where can they find you if they want to stalk you on the internet?
They go find me at JJ Claxton on Instagram and on Twitter.
And what's up with the K100 TikTok?
Ooh, honestly, I at first I like TikTok so stupid and so young kids, but it's hard like to get like 50 people to watch the video.
The goal is to whore out the famous people you're affiliated with. So like Conan and Disco, you got to use every ounce of fame that they have left. And then when it comes to like my TikTok, I just post live performances of famous bands because they're not going to like it for me. They're going to like it for the band. But we were able to jump to 1,000 likes pretty quick. But yeah, no, TikTok is dope. I thought it was stupid too, but it's definitely vital. And it's also a good way to find some super hot chicks dancing stupidly to songs that you never cared about. Brian, where can they find you?
Brian of Death on everything, Instagram and Twitter, and The Common Chaos on Instagram and Twitter, and my website, commonchaos.net. That's
Sweet.
it.
You can find me on Instagram at I Hate the Scene. You can find me on Twitter giving hot hip hop takes at IH8TE the Scene because some dumb son of a bitch stole our Twitter handle.
Damn.
Fucking Kurgan, you deformed motherfucker.
Holy shit, it was Kurgan from the Oddities the whole time?
Yeah, dude, you didn't know? It's been
Well,
Kurgan,
I mean, I haven't seen him on TV since 99, so I don't know where he went.
He fucking invested in Twitter handles and fucking made a killing and bounced out.
God damn. I heard he was a nice dude. Conan has good stories about him.
Does he?
I think so. Someone did. I don't know when Conan would have interacted with him, but he definitely was talking about it.
Sounds like you made that up.
Duh, if I'm going to make something up, make it way juicier. You can catch us every single Friday night on twitch.tv/I Hate the Scene. Facebook.com/I Hate the Scene. We will be available on Facebook next week when my ban ends. And the most important one, youtube.com/C/I Hate the Scene. I haven't got enough subscribers, so I haven't fed my children in 4 weeks. So if you want the little fuckers to eat, go ahead and subscribe, rate, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe, re-rate, re-review. We will be back next week with a super hardcore band from Colorado called Mouth for War. And then the following week, we're going to have the groovy soul punk dudes in Nightlife for episode 69. Nice. So yeah, going to be some good shit. Got some good guests coming up. Big thanks to our guest today, JJ Claxton. Go watch.
Give it up for JJ, baby.
Give it up for JJ. Money in the Bank is Sunday. It's probably going to suck, but we should watch it so we have something to talk about.
Hey, who we going in for the Money in the Bank match? Kevin Owens? Yeah, we're going for him.
I would like to see. Yeah, I'll go Kevin Owens. KO.
Let's go, baby. Kevin Owens.
Biggie.
I'm picking the guy who wins.
I'm hoping Kofi actually beats Bobby Lashley. Probably not, but we'll see.
Well, that'll be good. Have Big E versus Kofi.
Dang. Hey, they got to break New Day up. They've been trying to do it forever. That'd be the perfect way to do it. They've been trying to do that.
Forever. Just do it already.
They've been trying to do that. That would be a shit crazy fucking story if they fucking had that happen. What do you do with the other guy? What do you do with the other dude?
Xavier?
Yeah.
He'll probably retire.
He got the double team Page. Do we really need to give him a belt too?
He double team Page?
Him and Brad Maddox fuck Page.
Damn.
There's video proof.
Where's that at?
But the cool thing about a WWE pay-per-view is at least
they made a movie about her?
Well, she made a movie. The cool thing, probably the only cool thing about WWE pay-per-views is that when you watch the main event, at least you know the winner's not going to be that fucking Cody.
I knew I was fucked.